filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Fuse to lose, built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome, everybody. First episode, Zero Sports Talk. I'm your host, Zero Griffey, being joined by my boy, Joe. And, we're here to talk about a lot of things involving sports. Obviously, things like the NBA trade deadline are going on right now, but that's not the topic of today's show because I want to focus on the trade deadline once it's done and it's completed. And it'll be done by, I believe, tomorrow, right? Yeah. So tomorrow... probably do a show on Sunday talking about all the trades because my phone's been blowing up all day. I feel like I gotta be glued to that thing. But today we're gonna recap the NFL season. We're gonna go through every team, talk about what's going on. We're gonna do Super Bowl predictions at the end. And I'm gonna start with talking about the AFC East. So Joe, the first team I really want to talk about is the Dolphins. Actually, I want to put the Dolphins and the Jets together because I honestly don't have much to say. But the Dolphins finished the season 7-10. I believe they were 25th in total offense and like 22nd in total defense. And Tua passed for like 2,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Like every time I see that, I'm like, Tua was an MVP candidate like a couple years ago, and now he's playing horrible. I mean, I guess you can blame maybe the hits that he's taken over the years and stuff like that. But the Dolphins are in an interesting spot. Is like because they fired Mike McDaniels, who I personally didn't think was their biggest problem this season. I think it was Tua. I mean, he's going on press conferences talking about, oh, Tyreek knows I can't throw him that deep. Like, I can't throw him the ball that far. And then he was in another press conference talking about sometimes it's hard for me to see over the O-line or something like that. And when you have your franchise quarterback that you're paying a lot of money saying things like that, it kind of feels like he just doesn't want to take accountability. Mm-hmm. And honestly, they have weapons. They had Tyreek, but obviously he got injured for the season. Waddle was good. Achane was a beast. They got a good one with him. If he can stay healthy, I think that's who they should build around. I don't know who their quarterback next year is going to be, but 15 picks, that's like 17 games. Oh, man, that means there's 2 games he didn't throw picks, basically. Like, dang. He's giving it out every game to every team, and you're not going to win like that. And I wish it was like a one-year thing. You can blame it on like, oh, maybe it's a fluke year. He's been like this since that big hit he took. I forgot what team it was, but where everyone thought his career was over. Oh, I think you're on mute.
Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's part of the Bengals.
Yeah. After that, I was like, he hasn't been the same, and the Dolphins might need to move on this offseason, unfortunately.
Quinn Ewers.
He said Quinn Ewers. Oh, but the Jets, man, I don't really got a lot to say, and I know because you can agree with me. No one expected the Jets to do anything. I mean, you go from Aaron Rodgers to Justin Fields in the offseason. 29th total offense, 25th total defense. Justin Fields only had 1,200 yards passing. Garrett Wilson, their leading receiver, with 395 yards. And the biggest problem they had, no picks. No interceptions all year.
Oh yeah,
And they have a defensive coordinator as a head coach.
make it make sense.
I don't think they have a plan because, like, what are you going to do in the draft? I don't think besides Mendoza, who I don't really think he's number one overall, but that's a story for another day. I don't see the quarterbacks that can help you at this stage. I guess they should like trade for like a backup or
Mm.
someone that can help them, but Justin Fields is not your quarterback. And if you go into next season with him, you're gonna end up in the same situation. 3-14 might be like kind to say, but they got rid of Sauce Gardner. They got rid of Quinnen Williams in the middle and the trade deadline. Sauce Gardner to the Colts, Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys. And they kept all their offensive pieces, Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson. Uh, but at the same time, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, what do you think? Are they trying to be an offensive team now or something?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that what they did, they got rid of a lot of guys. They confused me because not only they got rid of their players, at the end of the season, when a lot of the coaches were already gone, they fired their coordinators. So, so I don't know what they're doing, but Aaron Glenn is still there. He's a leader of men. They believe in him. So
Yeah.
we'll see where they
That was
go.
one thing I will give them credit for is keeping Aaron Glenn. They could have easily been like, nah, we're moving on. And I was like, that would have been a mistake, honestly, because it's like you got to give a coach time to grow, especially when you didn't give him a roster. That's good enough. And then you gutted that roster mid-season.
Right.
But one of the things I said, like I pointed out about the Jets is like exactly what you said. I don't see a plan here. I don't see anything that can help them in the near future. The Pats just got better. The Bills aren't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
So speaking of which, move on to the Bills because I could do a whole show talking about the Bills after this season, man. After the season they had, they were third in total offense. They were eighth in total defense, top 10 in both categories. I mean, they were that team that everyone thought was going to win the AFC East until the Patriots made that rise. But they got eliminated by the Broncos in the divisional round, which shocked a lot of people. It shocked me, honestly. I thought maybe the Broncos weren't really a good number one seed, but they proved they were. They fired Sean McDermott recently and hired Joe Brady, which doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I guess they're going for an offensive-minded team because McDermott was more of a defensive coach.
Mm-hmm.
But they were good on both sides of the ball regardless. They were good enough to win 100%. I mean, they just can't get over the hump. I mean, they could win one playoff game like every year and then just lose the next round. And it's worse this year because no Burrow, no Lamar, no Mahomes.
Mm.
Like they were literally the favorites because they did all the roadblocks they had in the past were gone. A bunch of young quarterbacks, a bunch of young teams with new coaches and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's always a close game. It's always a close game. It's always a heartbreak too. It's never like a blowout or anything. It's always like a 3-point loss in the final seconds or something like that, with like a crazy thing happening in the middle of the game, like that catch that wasn't a catch, that was a catch.
Mm-hmm.
Bills fans are gonna be talking about for a long time. And I'm so sorry to Buffalo fans, man, because they are great fans, honestly. They donate to charities for players and stuff like that. That's a great fan base, but this goes back to the 90s, like when they went to 4 straight Super Bowls and still couldn't get over that hump. It's like I feel like they're living the same dream. And I don't see how firing Sean McDermott for Joe Brady, who was working under Sean McDermott, is gonna change anything unless you get weapons for Josh Allen. I mean, I know he has like the leading rusher, great offensive line, great tight ends, but you do need that number one receiver.
I like Joe. I think Joe Brady connected with the group better than McDermott. Like him and Josh Allen got a better relationship. And going back to what you said about the Buffalo Bills, what they're going through, the fans. Just imagine you see them, like you said, Josh Allen has the most playoff wins without a Super Bowl appearance in NFL history. And as a fan, imagine saying, "Dog, that must be terrible. I can't think of nothing worse than that of having all these wins and not getting to the Super Bowl. Oh no, I can think of something worse. How about getting to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and losing?
And they had both. That's the worst part. It's like you really had to deal with both, man. After the fourth time, you're just like, man, what the hell? Like the luck is just not on your side at that point.
That's
And I honestly feel bad because I can't think of a better situation for Buffalo than what they had this year. I mean, Mahomes alone was a huge obstacle, and he was gone.
Josh Allen turned the ball over, man, against Denver. Hurt them. He had like 4 turnovers.
Yeah, and like people don't want to put the blame on Josh Allen, but at the same time, you got to win that game.
You got to.
You got to win that game. Like Denver's a great defense, don't get me wrong, but you scored 30 on them.
Thanks.
You got to score more. Like and again, I said they were like the 8th best defense. How the heck did you let Denver score 33? Is insane. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm disrespecting the Broncos, but like, oh my god, bro, that I can't believe you lost. That's all I could say about the Bills. I can't believe this is the moment you had it and you lost it.
Crazy.
But let's move on because I'm gonna move on to the AFC North. I'm gonna start with the Browns and not much. Well, there's a lot to say about the Browns. I was gonna say there's not much there, but there's actually a lot to say about the Browns. 5-12, 5th in total defense. That's actually impressive for a 5-12 team. 30th in total offense. Obviously, that's the reason they were 5-12. I mean, no one expected much from the Browns, so no surprise they were one of the worst teams in the NFL. But regardless, they did have a bright spot. They did. And they had a reason to tune in. Like, if I was a Browns fan, I had a reason to tune in.
Yes.
And no, it wasn't Shador, bro. It wasn't. I was not talking about Shador. The reason they had to tune in was Myles Garrett, bro. Myles Garrett and that sack record. Oh, man. I honestly thought he wasn't going to get it at a certain time. Did you think he was going to reach it at the end there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, I think Pittsburgh did all they can to not let him get the sack, and they end up losing the game. so I knew he'll get it, though.
Yeah, Joe Burrow went on that, what was it? It was like a press conference talking about, he's not going to worry about Garrett getting the sack record and anything. Burrow helped him. Good thing he said that.
Yeah, you know, Burrow, they can't protect him and save their life.
So he probably already, like, I felt like Burrow was giving up a lot during the end of the season. Like, he just didn't care. But right now, let me focus on the Browns because I'm going to get to the Bengals. But Shador was okay for a 5th-round pick. I'm not going to crucify him like everybody else in the media does already. But just for clicks, I'm going to mention him anyways. So, so Shador made the Pro Bowl. He made
Over Trevor Lawrence, which is crazy.
He made the Pro Bowl. That has got to mean something, you know. But in all seriousness, they went from Joe Flacco to Dylan Gabriel to Shador, then just rode with Shador for the rest of the season. I mean, I knew they weren't going to stick with Flacco. I mean, he was just like a stopgap. I don't know if they're going to go back to Deshaun Watson, though. That's what got me about the Browns. Like, it's the Browns. You can shake your head, but it's the Browns, bro. Right, you know, they guaranteed that money for Deshaun. So it's like, hey, like Shador isn't that great. Let's go back to Deshaun Watson. Like, I don't know what other option they have, really. Get another quarterback for what?
They do got Tom Muggin, so he's an offensive guy, so maybe.
Yeah. But I also depends if Deshaun's even going to be healthy. But like, if I were to talk about the Browns in the future, I just feel like it's going to be another mediocre season regardless. Them and the Jets just don't seem to get it right. But I'll move on to the Bengals because I feel like that's more interesting to talk about. 6-11, 16th in total offense, and 31st in total defense.
Once again.
And that honestly says it all right there. The second worst defense in the NFL, this is based off yards per game, by the way. If anyone's thinking about scoring defense and they're like, oh, that's not true. No, I'm not doing scoring defense. This is off of yards per game specifically. Now, Joe Burrow did miss a majority of the season, so give him some slack for that. But whether he was in there or not, your defense was bad. He doesn't play defense. And you can't just outscore teams. That's what I feel like that was their game plan going in, just like bombing it to Chase and Higgins all game.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted them paid, so that's a sacrifice you gotta make to not have a good defense.
That is true. What happened to Hendrickson? I feel like he was.
He got paid for the year, so I think he.
Yeah, so they can't afford anyone else on that defense, and that is like, I mean, you got a franchise quarterback in Joe Burrow. 6 wins isn't gonna cut it. Even like if it was with a backup for most of the year, you still had a chance to like make some noise in that division because it was so bad. I honestly thought the Ravens were gonna get Lamar Jackson back and just run away with it, and that didn't happen. So it's like 2 wins away, and I think they had some really brutal losses. I'm trying to remember. It was like the Steelers or something.
Which one, the Ravens?
No, the Bengals.
You're talking about the Bengals.
Like some game they could have won, and I think it was the Steelers or something, and they lost. And then let me see. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I couldn't even
get it in my head. The Bengals.
Yeah.
Down the stretch, they were in the mix still.
Yeah, they were in the mix when Burrow came back because the other teams just couldn't pull away.
That's true. They lost to the Bills. Remember when Josh Allen went crazy?
And they lost.
They lost to the Baltimore Ravens 20-0.
Oh yes, that's what it was. The Ravens. That one was brutal.
That was ugly.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. It's like, didn't even score that game.
Yeah.
And so honestly, they could have done something, but when Burrow came back, they had time to do something, and they just never did.
They did. They had a chance still.
But the Ravens, 8-9, 15th in offense, 24th in total defense. They were like a slightly better version of the Bengals, honestly, all year. The difference with them is like we knew what the Bengals' issue was, and it was their defense all year long. We knew that about the Bengals. With the Ravens, I couldn't put my finger on it, honestly. It's like one game, their defense will play amazing. Their offense will struggle. Other one, their offense will play amazing. Defense will struggle. Special teams, like they fumbles, Zay Flowers fumbles, Derrick Henry fumbles at the worst time. I don't understand really what the issue was. So all I could think about was it had to be the coaching. So it had to. That's me. I don't want to like be like, yeah, you should have fired. I don't like that the coaches get fired, but like Harbaugh, especially how long he's been there. But yeah, you got to make a change because like this is a team that I think they had the #1 Super Bowl odds coming into the season.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they were like the favorites, overwhelming favorites too.
Over Philly.
Yep. And then even with Lamar, I know I mentioned Lamar was injured in the middle of the season, but that was middle of the season. They started 1-5. 1-5 as a Super Bowl favorite isn't like, to be fair, they had one of the hardest schedules to start the season. I'll give them that. But like, if you're a Super Bowl favorite, you got to win at least 2 or 3 games against like the tough opponents. You got to at least go like 3-2, like 2-3, maybe. I don't know. Because the rest of their schedule got lighter at the end, and they still couldn't capitalize on that. I mean, they won with Tyler Huntley, but once Lamar came back, he didn't run at all. He didn't look like he was comfortable even using his legs. So I don't know if he was still dealing with that injury.
Yeah, and like you said, the way they lose their games, that's the issue. It's like, yo, you're beating yourself. So, coaching.
They got, and that's all it comes down to. They got sloppy at the worst times. Lamar came back and didn't look like Lamar. He looked like he was trying to be a pocket passer most for the end of the year anyways. And his legs are a weapon. I don't care what anyone says. He's a running back that can throw the ball. No, he's a quarterback who can run better than pretty much anybody. And if like he loses that ability to run, maybe it's age. I doubt it. I don't think he's that old where he has to lose it by age. But if it's by injury, then that's a huge issue because then you take away a big part of his game, the thing that makes him special.
Yeah. He started the season really good though. Remember, he was on fire. The offense was on fire, but the defense was like the Bengals. They was just giving up all these yards.
That game against the Bills,
Oh my god, how they
Early
and the
season.
Lions too.
Yep. And honestly, I think that injury was the thing that really derailed their season. I don't think they rushed him back. I think they thought he was good enough to come back. I just don't think he was ever 100% or even 90% for that matter.
But they still had a chance to get to the playoffs, and they got in position and missed the field goal.
That's true. That's true.
If
Came
they
down to a
lost that
field
game.
goal. Oh, how many of these teams that like need to get over the hump? It comes down to a field goal and you miss, bro. I feel like I hear that all the time. It's like our field goal kicker couldn't make the kick. And it's usually a good kicker too. He's like he made it all year long. Like he was unstoppable. He's like 35 for 35 from 50 yards. And then he misses it at the end. I hear that so much in the NFL, man. That's so brutal. Oh man, but let me talk about the Steelers. And this is actually weird. I keyed this in because I want you to hear this. They were 26th in offense, 28th in defense. How did they win 10 games?
Mike Tomlin, man.
Those stats are up there with the Titans, the Raiders, the Bengals. Like how
Hey, that's crazy.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. I didn't watch much Steelers games, to be fair. But for a team to win 10 games and not even crack the top 20 in offense or defense is insane.
They were out there with turnovers though. They were supposed to turnovers. That was crazy though.
That was crazy. But hey, Mike Tomlin kept that winning season streak alive. He also kept the streak of losing in the wild card alive. The addition of Aaron Rodgers was better than what they had last year, honestly, but not much better. So it was like slightly better compared to Russell Wilson and Justin Fields last year. 15. I forgot how much Tomlin was there. It was like 19 years. And like 15 straight years of losing in the wild card. And I think they missed the playoffs one year with a winning record. And so, honestly, I agree with Tomlin getting canned because it's like you have a ceiling at this point. It's 15 years worth of proof that you won that one Super Bowl and you've been riding that forever. That's like Mike McCarthy when he was with Green Bay. It's like that one Super Bowl carried him a long way. It's like,
and who they new coach?
Oh my God. Yeah, I forgot about that.
What a great example.
I honestly forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my God. Yeah, I thought Steelers were smarter than that. Like I'm not gonna hold you. I thought they were smarter. I thought they were a smarter franchise. What the heck is that about? They hired Mike McCarthy. Awesome. It makes no sense. If I had to think about a coach that would have been good over there, honestly, I would have went with an offensive coach that's not Mike McCarthy. Like,
the one coach I like for the Steelers for real is Notre Dame's head coach.
Freeman. Yeah,
Marcus Freeman.
Yeah, he could fit that culture.
Yeah, but I don't think he's leaving.
Yeah, when I see the stats on the Steelers, I honestly, and you would tell me like to guess their record if like you put it randomly and you showed me and you didn't tell me what team it was, I would have been like 3-14. Like you're not good at anything, but you still won 10 games. That says a lot about the division too. Like how badly did Ravens and Bengals choke away that division? Crazy. That a team not in the top 20 in anything was the one that won it.
You know, last year they were like far as point differential, they were minus. I think either in point differential or yards, and they still had a winning record.
Honestly, I feel like that says a lot about the division because they do play like what six games against their division.
Yep, 6 games. Yep.
And it's like, bro, they literally can be beat. Aaron Rodgers can't move like he used to. He's older. DKB haven't dropped passes. Jalen Warren is all right.
He has the sparks here and there.
Their defense, besides TJ Watt, who's gone missing, doesn't really have anything special. And you lost the division to them.
Got
Oh man.
swept. The Ravens got swept by them.
Oh yeah. Swept. That's even worse. And they're the most heated rivals. The Super Bowl favorite Ravens, man. I just don't know. I'm gonna move on to the Titans though, which I'm not gonna say a lot about them because 31st in offense, 21 in defense though is kind of surprising. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's not great, but like I didn't know they were like decent defensively. But it wasn't a special year for Cam Ward. I say he did show some flashes. I saw some like highlights during the season. I tuned into some games, especially when he played the Rams. He made some crazy throws at times, and he can escape pressure. He showed mobility, which was kind of like a knock on him in college. He didn't really move much at Miami. He can. I'm not saying he can. He is athletic, but it's just like it wasn't part of his game really. He wasn't Caleb Williams basically, but he didn't make some crazy throws. He has the arm strength. He has the talent. I think they got a good one. They just need a coach in there so bad to be respectable in that division.
Mm-hmm. They got Robert Saleh now. They got a good coaching staff. They got Robert Saleh. They got Brian Daboll as an offensive coordinator. They got Gus Edwards as a defensive coordinator, and they got one of the best special team coaches in the NFL. I forgot his name. He used to coach Dallas, and last year he was somewhere else. But they got a really good coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean that'll help the growth. Like I said about like Aaron Glenn, this is a different situation than the Jets, but you got to keep that coach there if you're gonna hire him. Like I hope they give Robert Saleh a little bit of leeway, even though he's like my heated enemy from my division and everything. I hope they do give him leeway because a quarterback needs to grow with a coach at this
Yeah.
point. I think that's what works best, even when they struggle. Give it a couple years, like 3-4 years, see where you're at. If no improvements are made, then you can get rid of the coach. But look at what Dan Campbell did with Jared Goff. The Lions didn't start off on fire, and like slowly but surely they kept Campbell there, and he built something. So now the Colts, man, the surprise of the NFL season, the Indianapolis Colts, man. Oh man, for 11 weeks, I think they were like 8-2. Had the best offense in football, a legendary offense, honestly. Traded for Sauce Gardner. Daniel Jones was playing like an MVP. Yeah, Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor, to be fair. He was just that. Oh my god, he played the Rams, and I was afraid of him. Can you like? Oh man, how Daniel Jones, but damn that torn Achilles, man. He tore his Achilles, and they lost 7 straight to end the year.
Dang.
You know what's crazy about that? Their offense was so good. They lost Daniel Jones, right? And then everyone focused on Taylor, so Taylor wasn't doing much. They were so good on offense that even though they lost their QB and their offense struggled, they were still 9th in offense at the end of the year. They were still top 10 offense. That's how dominant they were for like those first 11 weeks.
We're losing 7 straight. Jeez.
Oh man, but I'm gonna say as long as my Rams don't face them, I'm gonna be excited about the Colts. I might tune in if Daniel Jones comes back and plays like he did before the injury, man. Oh man,
hopefully he can play next year because he got hurt towards the end of the year.
Oh yeah, so he's gonna miss some time at the beginning.
Yeah, he gonna probably miss some training camp and stuff like that probably. But we know nowadays people are getting healed faster, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't rush it, honestly. I mean, like that division's good, but it's not a world-beating division. Like Titans probably won't be that much better. Texans might actually go down. Like their defense is still amazing, but
Man.
CJ Stroud, man, his confidence, I don't know where that's at. And actually, I'm gonna get to the Jags in a second, but honestly, if he does come back, if you were to tell me Daniel Jones is coming back in like, I don't know, October next year, maybe he misses the first 4 games of the season or something like that, I think they could be talked about as the favorite in the AFC because if he can play like he did before the injury, which is a lot to ask for. I know that's a lot to ask for. But if he can do it, like I think they got all the pieces. They got a good secondary, great running back, decent receivers. I think they might need one more like really solid number 1 receiver. I don't know if they got rid of their draft picks too. So they can't even draft one. But
yeah, I know. 2 first rounders. 3.
Yeah, 3. Oh man. So yeah, they can't really draft unless they rely on like a second rounder, or maybe they get a Puka in the 5th round or something. But honestly, I think they could compete for years in the AFC if they can like get DJ back to where he was.
Mm.
But I will talk about the Texans, 12-5, 19th in offense. Honestly, surprised me, but number 1 defense overall.
Mm.
Go Ryans is a beast, man. That man is a beast. That defense. Oh my god, I wish my team had a defense like that.
What?
Oh my god. But it was like they started off like 1-2, I think, like 1-2, 1-3, or something like that. They didn't start off great. So everyone like kind of dismissed them from the division because of how the Colts were playing, and then the Jaguars were doing okay. But man, the run that they made, I mean, they even lost CJ Stroud for a bit too, I believe. Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm, they did.
Yeah.
And Davis Mills came in and played pretty good.
Yeah, and he won a game too. It's like, I mean, that team just turned it completely around. They resurged at the end of the year, and honestly, I thought they were gonna be way deeper. I thought they might have made the AFC Championship, honestly, against the Bills. I was thinking they were gonna go against the Bills. I thought it was gonna be the number 1 defense, and you saw what they did to the Bills in the regular season.
Man, what?
Josh Allen was having nightmares, man.
Last year too.
But of course, CJ Stroud turned into prime Jamarcus Russell in the playoffs, man. Oh my god, that was one of the worst games I seen. I know it was the snow too, but still, that was so bad. Like he couldn't hit anything, and even like he had what 4 picks.
Yeah, he had 4.
Yeah, he should have had more.
Yeah, I think he had 4 turnovers, but he had 3 picks in the first half.
Yeah, he should have had more. Honestly, it's like some of them weren't caught. He just kept missing behind receivers, and some of the receivers did drop the ball. I mean, blame it on the snow all you want, but like the Patriots were playing the same thing. Like they got it done. I was like, I'm not saying all this to say CJ is not the guy. I think he is the guy for Houston. I'm just saying, man, you gotta stop giving Caleb Williams advice and focus on yourself. You gotta stop with the advice. You ain't that guy. You ain't that veteran, man. You ain't that 10-year vet. You ain't a perennial MVP. You're not him, my dude. You gotta focus on your game. Focus on yourself. He just posted he got a haircut and all this. I'm like, what's the point of all this? Are you trying to say you're a new guy now? Like you're going through a transformation? Like no one cares, bro. Like fix your game, my boy. Oh my god. But now I'm gonna talk about the Jags. In offense, 11th in defense, 13-4 record, and for most of the season they were kind of just like there. They were like the number 2 team in the AFC South because of the Colts, and then when the Texans were starting to research, everyone was talking about them. And at the end of the year, those last 6 games, Trevor Lawrence turned into prime Tom Brady. He was cooking teams left and right, bro. Like, oh man, 300-yard games, 6 touchdown games. Like he looked like Clemson Trevor Lawrence. He's like, nah, I got this. Oh my god.
For real.
But do you think he can keep that up? Like, I mean, not 6 touchdowns, but do you think Trevor finally found it?
Yeah, I like his head coach, Lynn Coleman. He actually got with Baker, and Baker had his best season with him. Baker had 4,700 yards, and I forgot how many touchdowns he had. But yeah, man, I don't like. Do I think he could like keep it up at this elite level? No, but yeah, I think he could. But would I bet on it? No. But I think that his play will continue to be good though.
That's Sean McVay coaching tree, man.
Yeah, and this is without Travis Hunter too.
Man, oh my god. But yeah, like when I was watching Trevor Lawrence at the end of the year, because at that point I was just going through like a lot of teams in the AFC, because I was like, why is the AFC like no one's really a favorite? Like it was so weird watching the AFC this year, because it was like it was wide open. Like it was super wide open. And you could say the same thing about the NFC, but then you had the Panthers, like who really like believed the Panthers were going to do anything, and then the Packers lost Micah, and like so the NFC kind of was like figured out, but the AFC was wide open. And then I'm watching like Jags games for no reason. I'm seeing Trevor Lawrence like just cooking teams. And so I'm like, oh, this is probably gonna be a run game. Nope, Trevor, here's 300 yards and 6 tutties on your head. Like, I want to see if he can like not keep that up, like you said, but at least play at like with that confidence that he showed at the end of that year. All right, the AFC West, man. And I want to start with the Raiders. I don't really want to talk about them, but this is NFL recap. This is every team, so I'm gonna go with the 32nd ranked offense and the 13th ranked defense. Terrible. Pete Carroll was a terrible hire. Gino was overrated and a negative, and they somehow still beat the Pats.
Hey, that was a good setup.
I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Nah. Whoever makes the decisions for the Raiders in the future got to bring in new talent. Stop with this renting old coach, old QB. They need to stop relying on veterans. They got to get young. They got to trade Crosby. They probably don't want to, but honestly, if you're going to go all in on a quarterback in the first round and it's going to be Mendoza, you might as well revamp everything, change everything in your organization from top to bottom, make it a whole new culture and everything. So get rid of the old, bring in the new type thing. That's all I got to say about the Raiders, because that watching Raider games was brutal. I think I remembered I was rooting for them one game, and then Gino threw like 2 picks in like the first quarter, and I was like, I'm so done.
I think it was a prime time game too. I think I know what game you're talking about.
I was like hoping they would win. I forgot who it was, but I remember I was rooting for the Raiders, and 2 picks later, I was like, okay,
They had the worst offensive line, but they did bring in Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks offensive coordinator, as their head coach.
Yeah, that's a great hire. To me, that's a great. That you couldn't have picked a better hire there, because he's young. He's not like a washed up coach. He's not 70, and he made it to the Super Bowl. So, good on you. Even though they did do the same formula and hire another Seahawks coach as a head coach, that's kind of funny.
It's way younger this time.
They went back to the Seahawks for a coach again. Oh, that worked out the first time, didn't it? But all right, the team everyone wants to talk about, the Chiefs. 6-11, 20th in offense, top 10 defense though. 10 in defense. I'm not mad at it. But that was a fall from grace if I ever seen one. It's honestly hard to argue that the Super Bowl hangover isn't real, because they felt that times 100 with the inconsistency I saw from that team. And it was no run game. It was no true number one receiver for Mahomes. I mean, I guess you could say Rashid Rice, but he was suspended, wasn't he? Like first 4 games anyway, so it didn't really help much. And Kelsey looked old for a lot of the year. Kelsey looked old, dropping passes. That pass he dropped against Philly was brutal. They could have won that game.
And in Texas.
Oh my God. And for most of the season, they were just inconsistent. They weren't playing how everyone expects them to look, like everyone expected them to be. Like over here, started since that Chargers game where the Chargers just wasn't that neutral field too. They were out of the country.
Yeah. It was in Brazil.
And like they always beat the Chargers. Once they lost to them, it was like, yo, this does not look like the same team we're used to seeing. I mean, they did get Eric Bieniemy back, their old offensive coordinator, so we'll see what that does. But Mahomes is gonna miss like the beginning. He has to miss like
the whole year, probably. I think he might miss the whole year. He got hurt at the end of the year.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, that whole people coming back faster. I feel like with Mahomes' personality, he's gonna push that.
Okay, and you got a Super. Shout out to John Bottom Carter.
Shout out. Oh yeah, Dallas did hire some brothers during Black History Month. I did see that. I think I forgot what college it was, but I saw it on my phone earlier. Oh, I'm gonna get to Dallas though.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back up when we get to Dallas.
But the Chargers now, 18th offense, 6th defense. I honestly didn't know their offense was that low. I mean, they did have injuries, but like that just seemed like extremely low for a team led by Justin Herbert. Um, but honestly, to me, the Chargers are just like fake tough guys every year, bro. They're like the fakest team, bro. They got a good record. They got a good record last year. They go to the playoffs and they get punked. It's
The
like,
Clippers of the NBA. I mean, the
yeah,
NFL.
bro. It's like, come on, man. Like, you really gonna do this every year? Like, it's worse than the Bills. At least the Bills move up around every now and then. Like, they just stay losing in the divisional, and then everyone hypes up Justin Herbert,
Every
who
year.
I respect Herbert. I like Herbert because I watched a lot of Oregon games when he was the quarterback. But man, he does not look like this generational incredible talent that everyone keeps talking about. He looks like CJ Stroud.
Mm.
I don't see it. Like, oh, then they make every excuse in the book. Oh, he's got injuries. The offensive line's injured. Da, 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 da. It's like, so like I've seen Joe Burrow almost win MVP with a bad offensive line. He made it to a Super Bowl with a horrible offensive line. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if Joe Burrow's that guy that everyone keeps saying, I mean Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert's that guy everyone keeps saying, why is his offense 18th? Why? Like, come on now. I mean, your best receiver is Lad McConkey, so that has something to do with it, I guess. I mean, their run game was pretty good though. Harbaugh, he's Harbaugh, man. He's a good coach. I don't got nothing bad to say about him and the job that he did. He did a great job with what he had. He's known to win. He's a winner. So
Yeah,
he's
Herbert got. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was about to say Herbert got no excuses this year because they got Mike McDaniel.
Yeah,
So,
that's another thing. Oh man, so it's like, I mean, they're gonna. I feel like they suffer from injury bug a little bit, but
yeah, the O line was hurt a lot this year.
yeah. But Herbert is, if he's that dog, I have a hard time saying, you know what, give him a pass, because I feel like he's been in the league long enough where you got to stop saying that. Like, win a playoff game, my guy. One at least. Like, come on, man.
Just one.
But the number one seed in all the AFC, the Denver Broncos, 14-3, 12th in offense, 4th in defense.
Mm.
Hands down the best team in the AFC all year. Bo Nix was good at times, but mostly when it mattered. Most of the season, he looked like a game manager, but at the end, I think I think he would have won that game against the Pats. Honestly, at the end there, after what he did in Buffalo, he actually looked like he had more confidence. He was
Yes.
ready for the moment, which is something that without like Lamar, Mahomes, and Burrow, I thought these young quarterbacks would be like, not ready for the moment. CJ Stroud definitely wasn't, but but Bo, he stepped up, man, and I think they would have won that game with him. It's unfortunate, just bad timing. Like, end of the year, and after the game was over too. What did you think at that time?
We just want when his foot got hurt. You said.
Yeah, right after the game, like that
Yeah,
notification hit
it
you.
came out. It came out of nowhere. The crazy thing about it is the aftermath of it. I believe when Sean Payton came out and just started blurting out the conversations he had with him privately, he's talking about how he injured that foot multiple times. So like,
Damn.
So then Bo came out and said, I think he should never said that. So it's like, it's a little drama right there. But I was shocked like everybody else, and I was sad for him. For real.
Yeah, I actually did see that story. I wish he never said that. I was like, dang, it sounds like Mike McDaniel and Tua. Sean Payton, like, I don't know if I never noticed it before, but that man talks a lot, bro. I don't remember him talking this much as the coach of the Saints. I don't.
Guaranteeing the victory and all that.
Yeah, ever since he got to Denver, that boy's feeling spicy for some reason.
I know. And then he fired both his coordinators after they lost. I got to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, like, man, that man, I don't know what's going on with him, but he found his confidence, that's for sure. And like, I love Denver's team, the way they're built, because they're like a defensive first team with good running backs. I mean, they had great balance for a while. They had RJ Harvey, who picked it up when J.K. Dobbins got injured. I think they can use like one more receiver, but Yeah,
Yeah, they could.
I don't think the Chargers will sustain what they did this year if the Chiefs like come back, but I think the Broncos can. I have more trust in the Broncos.
Their defense is more solid, more
Yeah,
consistent.
yep. We'll see how long that foot injury lasts because that was again at the end of the year for
Yeah.
But here's your division, the NFC East. I'm gonna start with the Giants because they got that boy Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo, Malik Neighbors unfortunately got hurt, but rising young team. Not gonna lie, it was exciting for like 2 games. They were exciting for like 2 games, bro. Like that was the most exciting 2 weeks in Giants football in a long time, bro. They beat the Eagles.
I know.
They
Yeah,
was
they beat the
feeling
Chargers
themselves.
too.
They were taking selfies, making dance moves. Like,
No,
oh
yeah, it was
man, but
lit.
I really want to see what Dart does with Malik Neighbors, someone like that caliber of receiver. Cam Scatterboo, oh, that injury was really bad. I don't know what's gonna happen there, but yeah, what do you think about the Giants season?
I mean, I feel Jackson Dart. I'm just worried about the injuries because he takes unnecessary hits. I thought they were rolling until they running back got Scottaboo got hurt. I
Yeah,
really think they were playing pretty good. And once he got hurt, and Justin Dart was in out the lineup.
I'm sorry, I
So
wasn't laughing at Scatterboo getting hurt because I just laughed. I was just remembering pictures that Scatterboo took, and it like just popped into my head, and I started laughing because Scatterboo took the most ridiculous pictures when he was shirtless and everything.
oh yeah, yeah,
All right,
yeah,
continue. My bad. I just thought about
yeah.
that real quick.
But they got a nice future. Malik Neighbors got hurt. People forget about that. So they like all their guys were just hurt. But one thing about Jackson Dart, he's a playmaker and he's a baller. So if he can stay healthy, I feel like they can be better this year. They won't be a 4-win team next year.
Yeah, out of all the quarterbacks drafted last year, they struck gold with him. Um, Tyler Shuck in the Saints was good, but I
I like
think
Tyler Tuck, yeah.
But I like Jackson Dark's confidence. It reminds me of Baker a little bit. When Baker was
Mm.
coming in and when he was with the Browns and he led the Browns to the playoffs, man, that boy had the confidence that could take you places. And then
For
the
real.
Browns messed that up. Hopefully the Giants don't mess this up. But now your team, man, the Commanders. It's your team. All right, give me a recap on your season.
Oh, okay. Injuries, man. We had a bunch of injuries. I rewatched our first game against the Giants. Jaden Daniels in the first half took 4 big hits, and I'm like, it was unnecessary. Like why are you taking these hits? So he got to calm down. Now I still think he's an elite quarterback. The defense was horrible. We talked about the Bengals. We talked about his other teams. Our defense was terrible. We fired our DC. We got rid of Kingsbury. Also got 2 new coordinators. So the season was just a letdown because coming from the NFC Championship game and having this type of season, being second worst in your division and winning only 5 games and going on a basically like an 8-game losing streak, it was crazy.
Mm.
So Marcus Mariota got 2 wins of the year. That's it. So one win against the Raiders, and that's it. So, but yeah, man, it was a bad year, but hopefully they'll bounce back.
Yeah, when I think about the Commanders, man, they got Dan Quinn, and it's kind of the same thing that I said about like who was it? Aaron Glenn. It's like, how is your defense that bad
Oh
when you're a
yeah,
defensive guy type thing? It's like how does that happen? But like again, Jaden Daniels got hurt, and that can mess with a team because now your offense is off the field a lot quicker, and it can tire out the defense
true.
and all that. But honestly, I really this year I was looking forward to Commanders games because I really wanted to see Jaden Daniels, and then all these injuries happen. I'm like, one league and like Debo Samuel in
And
another.
he got hurt.
Yeah, man. And it's like, come on, Commanders, do something. And honestly, I thought they were the second best team, obviously, in the division.
Mhm.
Because I can't hate on the Super Bowl champs. They are the champs, even though I wanted to. I can't hate. I got nothing to say about that, but I do have a lot to say about the Cowboys. Seven
Okay.
and nine. Oh, no, it was 7-9-1. My bad. Oh
Yeah,
man,
you gotta add the one.
no one. Cowboys being the Cowboys, they make the playoffs, or they go 500, or they miss the season and they're picking early in the draft. I mean, they missed the playoffs and they're picking early in the draft. They kind of remind me. I call them all the time like the NFC Bengals, because Dak is basically Joe Burrow with a better offensive line, and the defense is just terrible, just like the Bengals. It's like they got slightly better at the end and then got cooked by JJ McCarthy. And it was like, was that real? Did that really happen? Like, I remember watching that game. I'm like, how is he doing? How are you guys giving this up to JJ McCarthy, my guy? And after that, your season's over. And literally, that's what happened. After that, I was like, where do you go from here? Jerry Jones over here making late or mid-season trades that didn't help anything.
Yeah, like that Vikings game was terrible because they still had a chance of winning the NFC East, and the Eagles weren't playing well, and losing that game to the Vikings at home was bad. JJ McCarthy gritty into the end zone. It was terrible.
He really did that too. Oh my God!
Don't trade for the future.
Then everybody thought JJ McCarthy was real after that game. I remember the media buzz after that game. They were like, JJ McCarthy is him.
Man, that man had 2 good games. He had one good game. Well, he had a good game against us because our defense trash. And he had a good quarter against the Bears.
That man fooled everybody. That man fooled everybody. But all right, let me talk about the former Super Bowl champs, the Eagles. All right. Feel like they were just the Chiefs. Like the Cowboys were the Bengals. They were like the Chiefs. They were so inconsistent all year, especially their offense. And they lost their identity because Saquon wasn't running the ball well. So they didn't know whether to run or pass, and had A.J. Brown posting on social media like a salty ex. Like, I don't like, what is all these subliminals, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, there was a game where he had like 11 catches or something, like over 100 yards, touchdowns, and he still tweeted after the game that he was
a Vikings game.
Like, what do you want, bro?
You see me, but you don't see me. It was something like that.
Yeah, I remember like that. Use me when you need me, but not some dumb. I'm like, bro, what the hell do you want? And I was like thinking, I was like, yo, just trade him, bro. Like it's not gonna hurt the Eagles because your offense is already weird. like what is losing AJ Brown gonna do? You're gonna get assets back. Like Devontae Smith is amazing.
Yeah,
but it's just I guess they all want to blame the offensive coordinator Patullo, but like there's only so much you can do when your running game isn't what it was last year, and it's hard to duplicate that. Saquon was on a generational run, and you still had the offensive line, you still had the tush push, like. But it was just
good too.
Yeah, it was so hard watching the Eagles play because it's like you didn't see, like they didn't know what to do. Like I felt like I knew what to do more with the Eagles offense than their own coaches. Isn't Sirianni an offensive guy?
He's supposed to be.
Yeah, so I was like, why blame Patullo? You got your head coach is an offensive guy. That's like me saying, Mike LaFleur is terrible, even though Sean McVay's my head coach. Like, bro, what? Like, the offense is struggling. The head coach is Dan Campbell literally took play calling duties away from his offensive coordinator because he was like, yo, our offense ain't doing it. But whatever, man. The Eagles, really weird. Really weird.
Yeah, but Nick Sirianni is not a good play caller.
Not a good play caller, but like at least put your 2 cents in. I mean, still the head coach, bro. Like he probably did it and just doesn't want to admit it. He probably been like, yeah, I told him to do that. But it didn't work, so he's like, nah, I'm not gonna say that. It was all low.
He actually inserted himself towards the end of the season. He said he actually inserted himself. So that explains a lot.
Oh man. All right, NFC South. Let's talk about them. All right. Honestly, throw the whole division away. Let's move on to the next division. No, I'm kidding. That division was bad. Saints 6-11. Honestly, I like Tyler Shuck. I'm not gonna lie, he was good for them for a bit. Way better than Rattler. I don't know though if he's their guy because Kellen Moore is a good offensive coach, like a really good offensive coach, going from QB to offensive coordinator to now head coach. But I don't know if it's more like Kellen Moore's system or more Shuck.
Mm,
Because if it is Kellen Moore's system, that means you can get a good quarterback, and that quarterback will turn that Saints offense like Drew Brees and Sean Payton used to. Like it'll be
mhm.
deadly. What do you think about the Saints though, and Tyler Shuck and all that?
Yeah, I like Tyler Shuck. I think he came in the first few games. He was first couple of games. It was like, oh, this dude, what the heck? This is why you don't draft him this high. And
Mhm.
then the more he played, the more comfortable he got. He started playing well. But like you said, you made a good point about the system. And kudos to Kellen Moore too, man. I think a lot of people didn't feel like when he was a Dallas that he wouldn't be a good head coach. And they started winning games down the stretch. They beat the Panthers when the Panthers really needed to win. They beat the Buccaneers when the Buccaneers really needed to win. So they did good down the stretch. So I like what I see from the Saints going into next year.
You know, I feel old when I think of Kellen Moore because I remember watching him at Boise State as a quarterback, and thinking he was going to be the next big thing at quarterback because he was cooking down in Boise State. He was like a top 10 team or something like that. And I was like, oh man, Boise State's going to do some noise. And then they never did nothing. But now he's a head coach. I seen him go from quarterback to OC to two different places to head coach. I'm like, dang, time flies, man. I
Mm,
was just watching you in college, man.
crazy. Watch him in college.
Yeah.
Now
But
you're the head coach.
now let's talk about my old DC that I hate a lot. The Falcons, 8-9, Raheem Morris's team. And man, they're in limbo. I don't even know if they're good or bad, honestly. Because I mean they did lose Michael Penix, but I think they're just mid. They're just like a mid team. They don't do anything exceptionally well. And they can easily rise up in that division the way it's set up. If Penix does come back, he's healthy and he plays good, which is a lot. And especially now that they got rid of Raheem Morris, because he wasn't the answer at all. I never understood that hire. I was thankful he got away from the Rams. He proved it in the Falcons. He's not that guy. He's a better coordinator than coach. I'll give him that. But don't be my coordinator. What do you
Mhm.
think about the Falcons?
Yeah, I think they are very inconsistent on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they have a lot of good players over there, but they're really inconsistent. Offensively, they got a lot of talent over there, but they're really inconsistent. I know Drake London suffered an injury during the season also. He missed some games. But
Mhm.
Bijan Robinson is a jewel. He had his best year. He became an All Pro. And in two sections. He was a two-time All Pro in 1 year. So they got talent, and I thought this was their year to take that division. And they were all 8-9, and they could have won the division, but they just needed one more win.
It's like, but that's what I think about when I think about like the Falcons and even the Panthers. It's like mid, like yeah, inconsistency. That's the word of the day at this point because that's exactly what they are. They just don't excel at anything, but they can. But they can, like you said, they got the talent. They can excel at like an offensive game or a defensive game. They just don't. And that's
Mhm.
why I said it was the coaching. That's why I said it was a great thing you got rid of Raheem Morris because he didn't excel. He didn't elevate that team in any way. He kept them in that whole Dallas track where they're just 8-9 every year. Like, but man, this one hurts for me because it's the Bucks 8-9. This one hurts because I still remember Baker Mayfield on the Rams when we were having our worst year under McVay. Man, he brought so much like hope. Yeah, like I loved watching Baker and like I like watching Baker in Oklahoma. Definitely a Baker fan. But injuries, man. They were like the 49ers, diet 49ers, man. They were like they should have ran away with this division by a long shot.
Yeah, yeah.
But besides the injuries, I can talk about like Baker at the end. I'm not coming to be completely biased. Baker didn't play good at the end. Um,
Mm-mm.
he started off this season pretty good, and then Amika Buka was going crazy, and then like we thought he was going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then
Yup.
Baker was going to be in MVP talks, and then yeah, just
Facts.
completely collapsed. And honestly, I think I heard something. I should have followed this more, but I didn't know how true this was. But I heard he was playing with an injury. Um, so guess like it's like Lamar when he came back and he was struggling, like, but still, it's like I know Baker's tough, but at some point you gotta be like, yo, I'm not helping the team. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually hurting the team, and I don't think he has that in him. I don't think he will ever say those
No
words.
doubt.
It's like, take me out, coach. I think I'm hurting the team or something. I don't think he'll ever say that. But a healthy Bucks team is definitely better than what they showed this season. And a healthy Bucks team is winning that division next year.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what were you gonna say?
No, sorry. I'm gonna say they had a good start. They were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They were 6-2, and then they lost 7 out of 8. And every game they lost, I think they lost every game with Baker through an interception too.
Yeah,
So yeah, but they beat the Panthers, and they needed. It was weird. They beat the Panthers, then they needed the Falcons to lose, and the Falcons won, and they missed the playoffs.
yeah, that division was weird in that last week because you would have thought. I honestly expected the Bucks to win, and you would have thought the Falcons were gonna lose, and the Falcons pull it off, and it's just like, wow, Panthers are in it. It's like, what? Like, come on, bro, that's not fair. But yeah, Baker, the interceptions things came back too at the end because he didn't. He was. It looked like he solved it early in the season, and then I remember, was it last year or 2 years ago? He led the league in interceptions or something like that, and now
Mm-hmm.
the interception bug came back.
It
His
was excellent.
accuracy didn't look good. His arm strength didn't look good. Like,
Yeah.
and he was running. He just didn't look healthy. He didn't look healthy. I'll say that's true. But if you're that bad, like I said, you gotta take yourself out at least for a week. Like he
Mhm.
didn't have to like miss a month or anything. Like at least a week, recover a little bit, ice bath, something. But
Yeah, he was clutch too early in the year. Remember they won a lot of close games early in the
mhm,
year.
that pride, man, that pride can hurt you.
Very true.
Let's talk about the team that did win the division. And all I got to say about them is they're blessed. They were so blessed. They were so blessed. Oh my God. Congrats to them, but they had so many chances to lose that division. And no one even thought they were going to be in contention for that division. But it was a weak division, and that's not their fault. Not at all. Like, props. Y'all made it out. Bryce Young, I think he played himself for another year, like as a starter. We'll
Hmm.
see how he does next year. If like I said, the Falcons can easily rise. The Bucks, if they're healthy, can easily rise. And the Saints, maybe Shuck is that guy. But it's gonna really tell a lot next year if the Panthers can at least build on this momentum or if they can't. But Bryce definitely bought himself another year. Canales, I think he's a really good coach. I got no problems with him as a head coach. I think the Panthers should keep him around for a long time, even if Bryce Young isn't the quarterback anymore. Don't fire him. Like, just change the
Yeah.
quarterback or try to find something else because I think he really is the man for that job. What do you think
Mhm.
about the Panthers?
Yeah, man. It's crazy because way back then he benched Bryce Young. He did,
Mhm.
and then he brought in Andy Dalton, and then brought Bryce Young back. And Bryce Young was was a better player than came into this year. Good. They got him another weapon in T Mac. So and then the running game was good this year.
Yeah.
Um, so I like where the Panthers are heading. They did play better. They grew from last year. So, but 8-9, like you said, they're another inconsistent team. They went like a good 6 weeks, win loss, win loss, win loss, win loss. It was crazy.
Mhm.
So very inconsistent, but hopefully they can capitalize on this season for next year.
Oh man. Yeah. Um, I don't. They need another piece on offense for receiver wise, because McMillan, I feel like that's all they go to at times. It's kind of obvious for defenses, except my defense because my defense can't stop nobody. But
Hopefully.
that's a topic for when we get there. The NFC North, the Vikings at 9-8. Oh my God, they need a QB. Or to trade Justin Jefferson and see what you can get out of him. Because they thought they had their guy this year. with what do they call him? 9? With 9. It was a complete failure.
Mm,
I mean, maybe it was one bad year. Maybe you give McCarthy another year, but I mean, he
they
didn't.
had to.
Besides Dallas, he didn't really show much. I mean, maybe he can play Dallas every year, every game next year. I don't know. But letting Donald go is gonna haunt them if they don't get this right. What do you think?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? The Vikings were last in their division. With their record, they would have won the NFC South.
I just noticed that too. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, that's actually insane. They won that last game. Was it the last game with Max Brosmore?
Yes.
Or was it
Yes.
the
Yes.
Lions?
Yes. No, and the Lions played the Bears last game of the season. The
Was it
Vikings
the
played the
Packers?
Packers. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But
Yo, Max
I'm not
Brosmer.
sure. I'm not sure you heard Jettas. He came out and he kind of said like they should have kept Sam Darnold for at least another year.
Oh yeah, he was
You
pissed,
know,
man.
he had his worst year.
Yeah, he
The
was
defense
pissed.
still playing well. It's offense.
And honestly, I never saw the hype in McCarthy because I did see him in Michigan, and Michigan was a heavy run team. Heavy
And
run team.
heavy defense team too.
Yeah, heavy defense. That's Jim Harbaugh. My bad. That's Jim Harbaugh in a nutshell. Defense and running, doing it with the Chargers. That's his game. And like when everyone's focused on the run, it's easier to pass. So McCarthy looked better than he actually was.
But he
And
he won games on the ball like 12 times.
yeah, yeah. It's like, bro, it's not. I don't know what GMs be seeing sometimes or scouts. I was like, we all have eyes. Like we all watch games. Why is it that hard to realize, yo, this guy is not him? Um,
No,
like
for real.
if the dude's only throwing it 12 times in a heavy run team, bro, even if he threw for like 25 touchdowns and no picks, I still wouldn't have picked him because he's be playing safe. He's playing game manager. And you do not need a game manager in the NFL as a young quarterback. You don't need it. You have to have a really good defense and run game, just like he had in Michigan, for that to work.
Or like the Eagles.
Or like the Eagles. That is true. That is true because they honestly the Eagles last year they excelled in everything. They had offensive line, receivers, run game, defense, secondary, linebacker, like everything. Like that's the only time you need a game manager at that point. Like your whole team is loaded, bro. Like what? Like yeah, we don't need you to put the ball in danger. Just complete some slants. Just complete some slants, bro. We got you. Oh
Oh
man.
man.
But now the Lions.
Mm.
Oh,
Awesome
same
grace.
record as the Vikings. That has to hurt. That
Mm.
has to hurt. A down year for them after losing both offensive and defensive coordinators, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn. Dan Campbell was so mad that people kept bringing them up. And then the end of the year, you get your 9-8, don't make the playoffs, and now people are gonna keep bringing it up. And he was so mad at the inconsistency. He took over play calling for a bit,
Hmm.
and that honestly worked for like one game.
Against us.
Like one game, because they just like you mentioned, the Panthers, they went win loss, like most of
They
the
were
year. Like
weird.
thankfully,
Yeah.
when they faced us, it was their loss week. They had already won the week before, so when the Rams came to town, it was automatic loss for them. But yeah, there's an adjustment period with that team because new coaches and everything. So I just say it's one bad year. We'll see
Yeah.
what next year brings, but there is still questions if Goff really is that guy. Honestly, after seeing all the other teams looking for quarterbacks, Goff has to be that guy because no one can get the quarterback situation right.
Mm.
Very little teams do, and even like Caleb, who's in their division, who's like the number one overall pick and all that stuff, and he made the playoffs, all that. Even he's not consistent enough.
No, he's not. Lowest completion percentage in the NFL.
Yeah, so you can also say next year he might have a horrible year. You can also
Yeah.
say that. So it's like right now, unless there's some generational talent that's being traded, like Joe Burrow or Herbert, I guess. Oh, fuck, whatever, bro. Everyone says he is. I don't. Like I like Herbert and I keep dogging him, but it's like I don't see it. I don't see the top five compared. I don't see it.
Yeah, he's not top five.
But like unless there's someone out there better than Goff, just keep Goff. Don't do what the Vikings did. Don't do that. Don't follow that. Um, but yeah, what do you think about the Lions?
Yeah, man, the Lions. I think they'll bounce back. I just saw a report that said Max Crosby, if he were to get traded, his first choice is Detroit. So imagine him and Aiden Hutchinson on each side. That'd be crazy. And they just had a down year. They had offensive lineman retire. Hurt. They had problems. They had another offensive lineman retire, I think. So like they had offensive line problems. They will revamp, and the adjustment with the new coordinators, it hurt them. I thought the DC played pretty good, but the offensive side of the ball, they gotta fix that, and I think they will. And Dan Campbell was a great coach. Great coach. There's no way this team is gonna keep falling. No way.
He's up there on my like coaches tier list. He's like S tier right up there. Like, I'll put him right below S tier because he still hasn't won a Super Bowl. That's not his fault. His team kind of let him down. But
shout out to Jared Goff for throwing 5 interceptions to us. Go ahead.
Yeah, true. Packers, man, 9-7-1. That one is the tie with Dallas, who they made the trade with for Micah. And they were Super Bowl hopeful, Super Bowl favorites. Well, the media was putting them in the Super Bowl after the Micah trade. Makes no sense. They still got no receivers. But okay. they got hit by the injury bug at the worst time, though. Losing Micah for the year. That was the whole. Oh my God, he was basically their defense at that point. He was basically their whole defense. But yeah, they lost at the end of the year to their most hated rivals. They lost the division to them, and then they lost in the playoffs to them. That's gotta hurt. Like, honestly, if that happened and it was the Niners, I'd be sick. Like, the Seahawks, I don't really care that they ended our season, but like if it was the Niners, I would have been sick. I probably wouldn't have started this show for like another year, to be honest. Oh my God. So I could only imagine how Packers fans feel. They were probably celebrating that the Rams took them out, but yeah. What do you think about the Packers?
A 7-seed team. It's a third year in a row they were a 7-seed. And the receiver part, man, they be leading the league in drops every single year. You look at the game against the Bears, they were dropping the ball, drop. They need a bona fide number one receiver.
And I didn't even mention the worst part about it. How they lost that game to Chicago, 21-3, was it?
Yeah, they had the lead, man. Matt LaFleur, man, they had a chance of punching in the end zone. He threw the ball three straight times, I think. He threw the ball back on first and second down, and then tried to run on third down, and then went for it on fourth down.
Honestly, I don't think this would have hurt the Packers as much if it wasn't the freaking Bears. Like, Jesus. Like,
yeah, against the Bears. Crazy.
21. That's such a bad way to end the season. But speaking of them, let's talk about the Bears. 11-6, won the division.
Shout out to them.
I think they finally arrived. They got Caleb is their franchise as of right now, anyways. Ben Johnson, minus the unnecessary aggressive fourth down calls he makes every game in the first quarter, like every time, bro. It's like, oh, fourth down, I'm going for it. 4th and 7, I'm going for it. Oh, it's like, bro, kick a field goal, my guy. It's like, okay, I know you want to be Dan Campbell Jr., but like, stop, bro. But hey, it helped us. It helped the Rams. I don't care. But besides that, he's a great coach. Only losing in the divisional round by 3 to the Rams, who are still one of the best 4 teams in the football all year. Being able to exercise the demons of their rivals, the Packers. They got some bragging rights until next year in that front. What do you think? What do you think about the Bears season?
Yeah, man, led the league in turnovers. The running game was great with the duo backs they have. Caleb was clutch. The whole team was clutch. They made plays down the stretch. Ben Johnson instilling belief. I remember early in the season, people didn't have faith in Caleb because the mechanics weren't there, like the fundamental parts of the playing football weren't there. And he got better as the season went on. And I love Ben Johnson's post game speeches in the locker room.
Yeah,
Not
those
gonna
are
lie,
actually really entertaining.
it is.
I need to see Caleb put it all together at this point because
Yeah,
he's like a fourth quarter merchant and a fourth quarter assassin. And it's like, why is it only the fourth quarter? I get it. You're him in the fourth quarter. Kind of like Bo Nix. Bo Nix was doing the same thing in fourth quarters this year. It's like
Mhm.
some QBs just need the pressure to be great, I guess. And if that's the case, then we're gonna see Caleb win rings. Because if he loves pressure and that's why he's doing so good,
That's
um,
good.
hey, if he can put the rest of his game together for all four quarters, man, he's gonna be cooking the
Yeah,
NFC.
he could throw a 60-yard dime and then overthrow a 10-yard pass.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, which one are you, man? But at the same time, Ben Johnson be like his coach is. I feel like he gets that aggressive, like inconsistency from Ben Johnson, like that pick that sealed their season against the
Mm.
Rams. I feel like part of that wasn't
Yeah,
just Caleb. I feel like part of that was Ben Johnson being like, "We're going for the throw. Let's go all the way. Let's throw it 30 yards downfield for no reason because we're that team." And then he throws an interception. I feel like Ben Johnson had something to do with that, to be honest.
that
And
was
even
crazy.
DJ Moore was like, "This is dumb. No way he's going to throw me the ball." Yes, that's that. Hey, that's their identity. They're that aggressive team that wants to blow you out but can't. Like,
Dang,
all right,
good point.
now let's talk about my division, NFC West, the final division. Arizona Cardinals. Unfortunately, I gotta talk about that team. Nah, I can't be too hard on them. Who doesn't like a good game of Call of Duty, which seems to be all Kyler Murray did this year was play Call of Duty. Another 3-14 team, and yeah, Jacoby Brissett came in, played well for most of
Yeah,
the season. Marvin Harrison was some days he looked like a number one, and then he didn't. And then Michael Wilson came in and became prime Randy Moss.
yeah, he played
Um,
well. That breakout year.
They lost James Conner early, so they never really had that consistency in the running game. That they used like multiple running backs. Bam Knight, uh, who else? It was Bam Knight. I just had the names too, and I completely forgot it.
Were
But
they running backs?
yeah, the running
Carter.
backs.
They had Carter. They
Carter,
had
Michael Carter. I was gonna say Michael Wilson. I'm like, no, that's the receiver. Michael Carter,
yeah, it's
and he
else
had
too.
one more. But yeah, DeMarcado.
There we go.
Eric DeMarcado. So yeah, losing James Conner was bad for them, like because he was. It would look like he was gonna start the season off pretty good, and then he's gone for the season. Marvin Harrison had drop issues. I remember watching games, and he just like couldn't catch a pass for some reason. Kyler Murray still can't see over the offensive line. Um,
Kyler Murray, man. I think
and
that's
he
his last year.
loves Call of Duty because holy shit, that man's always on there. Jacoby Brissett, obviously he's not a future. He's already an old backup. He's a career backup. He did great. I don't know if a team takes a flyer out on him. Good luck, I guess is all I could say. They hired my coach, unfortunately,
Mike
my offensive coordinator for the Rams, Mike
like
LaFleur.
him.
I,
I actually like him.
at least let us win one more Super Bowl before you arrive, bro. Like, because every time, like, Mike McDonald's a perfect example. When a team in our division hires a young coach, give them 3 seasons, bro. They're gonna be in a Super Bowl. Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDonald, all had the same script in a Super Bowl within 3 years of joining the division. And it's like, bro, just give us some time because I honestly think LaFleur is a good coach.
Same. I like him.
The McVay coaching tree is always good offensively, not defensively. The tree is always better offensively with the offensive coaches. Leon Conan, Kevin O'Connell, Zach Taylor, all the offensive coaches, they do a good job. They don't do amazing jobs. They do good jobs. And they all still got jobs. But now moving on to the Niners that I hate so much. But I got to give them props. Who would have expected them to do what they did after all the injuries that they suffered? I mean, 12 games won, and you can make a case that the Bucks had almost as much injuries, almost similar, and they were 8-9, and the Niners were 12-5. Now, a lot of that, my salty self is gonna say was a weak schedule, but I mean, you still won with third and fourth string players, so I can't hate that much. I gotta give props where it's due. Kyle Shanahan's a great coach. I always say it. He's a great coach. He's not great at finishing in the clutch, unfortunately, for a lot of teams that he's coached. But man, once they ran into the Seahawks, it was game, set, match. And man, they got embarrassed twice in a row. But other than that, good season. Maybe they'll stay healthy. But I feel like this is just a running theme. I don't know if they fired the training staff. I don't know if they fired the ones they hired. I don't know if they'll fire them again. But I feel like every year they're dealing with injuries and they can't help it. Even when Garoppolo was there, Garoppolo was always injured too.
Every year, dealing with injuries, and I think they had the most. I think they had the most injuries. In their starting line, they had the most injuries total, I think. But fun fact, you know who the defensive coordinator is now?
No, I think I saw it, but I didn't check.
You would love this, Raheem Morris.
Oh yeah, I heard he went. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. I need that Adam Silver meme that says, "Learn cover 3, buddy." That's all he's gonna run. That's all he's gonna run is cover 3, soft coverage, off coverage. Oh man, no blitzing ever. Good luck ever seeing a blitz in San Francisco anymore. 4-man rush, 3-man rush. That's about it. And then a guy in the star position, which I never understand what that means. Oh, we got a nickel corner. We're gonna call him a star position. Just stop, Morris. Just stop. But yeah, good luck to them with that. And let's move on to my team. Sadly, I'm gonna call them the second best team in the NFL. I don't care about the Pats. I don't care. The Super Bowl already happened, and for me, I don't care. I do not care. The Rams, man, #1 offense in all the NFL, and absolute dog water coaching for the defense. I'm gonna say they're 32nd, even though they're not. They're 33rd. Defense was so bad, bro. Oh my god. And it's something I saw all year, and for some reason people were fooled that we had a good defense. I never understood it. I was like, you are not watching what I'm watching. I'm watching early in the season, Cam Ward dotting them up for touchdowns, amazing touchdowns against with a Eric I forgot to say his name. Io Manor, that's what it is. Eric Io Manor, a rookie receiver catching touchdowns on that defense. I saw Daniel Jones, if it wasn't for Adonai Mitchell dropping that pass, about to light us up because Daniel Jones was dotting up that defense. And if it wasn't for a last minute Matthew Stafford touchdown to Tutu, we would have lost that game as well. And then you got the Eagles game where we were up and we were smoking them. And then for some reason, Chris Shula decided, you know what? Everyone back up. Let them have free releases. Don't blitz. Let them have all the time in the world. Against one of the best offensive line, you're not going to bring no pressure to Jalen Hurts. Crazy. And then just get dotted up and down the field until they make their comeback. Like, oh my God. Unfortunately, no team was dumb enough to hire Chris Shula. Man, if the Cardinals were to hire Chris Shula instead of LaFleur, I would have been so happy. But I think the whole league is starting to realize, yeah, this guy's a phony. Just like Raheem Morris was a phony. Like, you have a great defensive line. You don't know how to use them. You never do anything creative. Even your blitzes are basic. It's like you send 2 other guys coming, and then the quarterback on the other team points it out easily before the snap. It's like you don't hide your coverages either, and every week is the same thing. To be fair, you got no corners. I'll give you that. You got no corners. I don't know whose idea, Les Snead or McVay, it was to be like, you know what, the quarterback market after we got rid of Ramsey, let's not focus on that. Let's let's not focus. I know we got rid of Jalen Ramsey, but let's not get another corner.
Emmanuel Forbes.
But they dominated most of the year through offense, through Stafford MVP, amazing throws, games, moments. Devontae Adams was a godsend. Puka was Puka, still dominating, still being that guy. Apparently, he can't beat man coverage, but he caught 129 passes. What do you think about the Rams?
Yeah, man, fell short. You know what I mean? They went against a really good defense, but couldn't capitalize on third down in that game. But I thought they had a really good season offensively. Matthew Stafford had his best year of his career, and this late of his career, like you said, adding Devontae Adams was heaven sent. Puka was y'all between the end zone type guy, and Devontae was your end zone guy. So and then he got hurt, and y'all was still see the thing about it. I feel like early in the year y'all were more dominant, and then the second half of the year y'all were kind of not as dominant as y'all were early in the year, and it showed in the playoffs, in my opinion. So the defense was a problem, and you pointed it out to me on the shows, and watching the playoff games outside of the Bears game. The Bears game they played pretty decent, but down the stretch. But yeah, I don't think y'all gonna move on for y'all defensive coordinator. So it's gonna be the same old story next year.
Yeah, the only difference I hope is like the draft when it comes up. I'll do like a draft show. Obviously, spoiler alert, I'm a hope for a cornerback. But all right, let's get to the Super Bowl. The team that beat the Rams, the Seattle Seahawks, back in the Super Bowl for the first time since 2014 against the team they lost to that year, the New England Patriots, because Pete Carroll wanted Russell Wilson to win MVP. Oh man, what a great season!
Crazy.
Mike McDonald, hats off to you. You were amazing. I always thought he was like gonna be a good coach defensively because of he came from the Ravens and everything, and you see how that team's doing now defensively.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? It was I think they were like third in defense. Let me see, like third or fourth in defense.
Which one, the Seahawks that year?
Yeah,
they were probably that year they probably weren't first, but they were still Legion of Boom without Cam Chancellor.
They were the Legion of Boom that year, and I always give credit to like out of everyone in the Legion of Boom, it's always Earl Thomas. I used to love watching Earl Thomas play, even
as Cam Chancellor,
because that dude flew everywhere, man. As much as Cam Chancellor did all the hits, Richard Sherman had the length. Brandon Browner, I think it was.
Yep.
Freaking Earl Thomas was a missile. He was the shortest one, just flying, looking like Bob Sanders out there. Like it was insane. But yeah, as long as they actually hand it off to K9 in the goal line, they should be fine. They did a great job getting Sam Darnold. That was very smart. We'll see if Clint Kubiak next year, that departure hurts them or not. Like the whole Ben Johnson leaving the Lions and all these other coordinators, then like Eric Bieniemy leaving the Chiefs, how these teams just don't look the same once they lose their offensive coordinator. But right now, Sam Darnold, my Super Bowl prediction, because I'm going to talk about the Patriots next, I do have the Seahawks winning. I have them winning. I'm not going to say blowout, but probably like 2 scores, probably go 38-28. 38-20, 10-point game.
You said 38-28?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be close, and then the Seahawks are going to get like a turnover late, and they're going to turn that turnover into like a field goal. It's going to be like a 1-touchdown game, and then they get a field goal. It's going to be like 35-28. Patriots driving. They get a turnover. They got to milk the clock. K9 gets some runs, gets in field goal range. They kick the field goal, and then the Patriots can't do anything left because there's like a minute left or something. I feel like that's how it's going to go.
I'm shocked.
I do believe in that Seahawks defense, man. I do. Do I believe in Sam Darnold was the real question I had. And honestly, I don't need to because I don't believe in Drake May either. So, like, and a lot of people say, "Oh, he was the MVP candidate over, like he should win it over Stafford and all this stuff." And I was like, I also have eyeballs, and I know C.J. Stroud wasn't the only quarterback playing like poop in the playoffs. I also seen Drake May. Oh, it was the snow. Da da da. Did you watch the game against the Broncos where it wasn't snowing? He was still bad. Like, stop. Like, I get it. He had a great season. The Patriots made the Super Bowl. He's the next Tom Brady, whatever everyone wants to say. But let's not lie and act like he's been lighting it up. Like, for snow or no snow, good defense or no good defense, he's been bailed out by his defense. And if you want to say Sam Darnold isn't that guy and he's bailed out by his defense, that same standard needs to be held to Drake May. So it could just be like, and I'm talking about defense, and I'm over here picking a score like 38-28, which is insane. But I also think like special teams, pick sixes, like going to play a factor in that. That's why I picked that score that high. I'm not saying it's all offensive touchdowns. I mean, Rashid Shaheed just proved he can take one to the house at any moment. Each team has great cornerbacks that are willing to ball hawk, and Christian Gonzalez, Woodland, like they can all get interceptions and take it to the house. They can all, the quarterbacks both can fumble. I've seen May fumble multiple times, and that can be returned for a touchdown. So I think defense is going to play a lot in the scoring as well. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be Seahawks winning it. Just guessing the score just for the fun of it, but I think Seahawks got that. I feel like whoever won the Seahawks-Rams game was going to win the Super Bowl. And I am disrespecting the hell out of New England right now, but I don't care. I saw what Drake May was doing, and if Bo Nix was playing, you guys wouldn't be there. So, but if doesn't matter. The Patriots had a great year. I will talk about their season. Drake May definitely deserves to be second in MVP. Definitely not first. But they also had the same thing that the Niners had, which is that weak schedule. So I don't know how much of it was real. And so we're obviously like everybody else. I'm like, let's get to the playoffs. Let's see what they do. And then they beat Herbert, who I don't believe in, and not many people believe in. And he threw, 3 picks last year. He's not a playoff performer. So that wasn't impressive. I see against C.J. Stroud. Oh, great. It's snowing, and C.J. Stroud can't see in the snow apparently. So they beat them. And then what happens? The Broncos lose their quarterback after the Bills game, not during, where the Bills could have had a chance to make it. No, after the game is all said and done, guess what? Bo Nix, you're out. Now, if anyone ever believed in a script before in the NFL, that happening made me believe in a script. That was BS. No way that no one knew about this until the end of the game. It's like, what? The notification hit my phone, and I'm like, I just saw him take a knee. Am I tripping? Was that Stidham? No, that was him. What the heck are you talking about? You broke your foot, bro. All right, whatever. That I said Panthers were blessed. No, Patriots and Patriot fans, y'all blessed. Y'all blessed. Just like my Dodgers are blessed, you're blessed. So I can't even hate. But I am hating. That is insane that you get so lucky at the end of your season to get here. And so I'm just hoping that luck runs out, because that is BS, man. That is absolute BS. It's like you got the whole NFC scratching and clawing and killing each other to get to this moment. And then you got the Pats, like literally chilling, without watching the other team's quarterbacks fold. Every time. It's honestly amazing. But nah, that's all I gotta say for today. It's been a great show. Great first episode. I appreciate those that tuned in. Oh man, check it out on Sunday. I'll do a NFL draft. I mean NFL draft. I don't even know what day it is. NBA trade deadline. That's what I was going to talk about. NBA trade deadline on Sunday. Thanks for joining me, Joe. Appreciate the talk.
Of course.
And we'll see you next time.
Get it. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.